let me tell you why it's a good thing that James Gunn is rebooting the DCU. And I can assure you this is the best thing possible for the DC universe. First of all, let's go to the Man of Steel movie. While the events of the movie were taking place, Superman and Zod, they were fighting all over Metropolis. But where was Wonder Woman during all this time? I mean, we saw Batman. He was just standing and watching them like tear down the city apart. He was doing literally nothing because before that movie, there was literally no plan about Batman. See, there's a continuity issue. This is the issue with the DCEU. Um, I mean, before when Zack Snyder was in charge, the thing was, that there wasn't any plan for Batman or any other heroes to be there. It just came one movie at a time. And I mean, if you look at Marvel, they have a system in place. You have Iron Man ending with Nick Fury, you have Iron Man 2 ending with Thor, you have Hulk ending with Iron Man. There is a continuity over there. But in DC, it wasn't like that. It was one movie at a time. So that's why we had so many errors. What was Wonder Woman doing during Man of Steel? I mean, if you watched Wonder Woman 1984, she was an established hero, but she was nowhere to be seen. Then let's talk about what about Doctor Fate and the Justice Society? Where were they? I mean, in Black Adam, it was established clearly that the Justice Society has been around for a very long time. But where were they? Nowhere to be found. You know why? Because in the movie Black Adam, The Rock and his team, they decided for the Justice Society to be there, and they were just bought into the universe. And before that, like literally, there was no idea that they would be there. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, the DC was always messed up. One of the reasons that I'm really happy that they're rebooting the DC is in terms of Batman, because if you talk about Batman, the Batman that Zack Snyder gave us, I mean, first of all, Ben Affleck, I loved his performance, and the Batman that he gave us was amazing. But I personally feel that we were robbed of Batman. I'll tell you how. When we see Batman and Batman versus Superman, and there's a look he gives to the Robin costume, and like you can see the Joker, he's done his things. You can see all those things written on his costumes. That means one of the greatest, most iconic storylines of all time. In which Joker, he kills Robin. I think it's called Death in the Family. Oh, I mean, we were robbed of that. Basically, Zack Snyder, he skipped 20 years of Batman stories and he gave us an old Batman who was really amazing. But come on, man, as a big Batman fan, I would have loved to see every step of Batman. I wanted to see his first meetup with Joker. I wanted to see him raise a new Robin. And then I wanted to see him and Joker go face to face. And then he would kill Robin and then Jason Todd would come. So all of that was robbed. We just got like a Superman. Yeah, he was handled really well. Batman had so many issues, so many stories were robbed during whatever Superman was doing. I mean, no other superhero interfered because the DCU was messed up. So James Gunn actually rebooting everything from the beginning is actually a good idea. Yes, of course, if he keeps Peacemaker, and if he keeps his wife, and if he keeps the Suicide Squad, then it's wrong. Then it's really wrong. Then he's being biased, if he keeps them, because again and again we'll have continuity issues. We're gonna have them again. So it's better if he reboots everything, and I think that's the main game. He will eventually reboot the entire DCEU into the DCU, and we're gonna see like a new chapter. We're gonna see Superman, then we're gonna see Batman. Maybe, who knows, Robert Pattinson's Batman might be part, even though Matt Reeves is denying it. We never know. Maybe it's like a reveal, but they're just waiting for the right time to come. Obviously, if they announce that Shazam, Flash, and Aquaman will not be part of the new DCU, then no one's gonna go to the cinemas and watch those movies, and they're gonna have a big loss. Already, DCEU was struggling. Black Adam barely made 400 million, barely. I mean. The reason, I would say, one of the final reasons why the DCEU was gonna get rebooted is because of Black Adam. The movie barely made 400 million. It didn't even break even. Now imagine if that movie was to make 1 billion in the box office. Who would have rebooted this universe? No one, right? I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. But since that movie failed, even though Henry Cavill was brought in back as Superman by the end of the movie in the post-credit scene, But still, money speaks. If the movie was like gonna gross 1 billion, they would know that there is interest in these characters and they would continue with those stories. Unfortunately and fortunately, that it didn't and did happen, in a way. Since the beginning I always wanted there to be a reboot because I'm a huge fan of DC. I love Marvel and DC, and it's just sad to see DC going so down. I mean, look at Marvel, they are amazing, they are the biggest franchise in the world right now, the MCU. Kevin Feige has everything structured, every movie connects to some other movie. I mean, the DC never had that. It was all broken. Wonder Woman is in 1984, but in Man of Steel, there is no mention of any other superhero. All of a sudden, Batman comes, Justice Society comes, Black Adam comes. All of a sudden, all of them, like if you think about it, there is no structure, there is no timeline. But when it comes to Marvel, everything had a reason, everything connected. I always wanted that for DC, and now we're finally gonna get it thanks to James Gunn and Peter Safran. Thank you, David Zaslav, for hiring them. I just really hope that James Gunn, thinks about rebooting everyone. That includes the Suicide Squad, his wife, Peacemaker, everyone. Yes, we didn't hear anything about Shazam or The Flash or Aquaman being rebooted, is because those movies are right there. And even though when the actor Zachary Levi was asked that what's gonna happen with Shazam, he said, "I'm Gucci. Nothing's gonna happen to me." Obviously, he can't say right now, he can't confirm right now that my movie and my character is gonna get rebooted, because then no one would go to the cinema and watch the movies and they're gonna have a big loss. That's the reason. So I'm very happy that James Gunn and Peter Safran are rebooting the DCEU into the DCU. We are gonna get a very good structure, and I cannot wait for. I think the first movie is gonna come after 2 years. I literally cannot wait for those movies to come. I'm super excited. So these are all the reasons why it's a good thing that the DCEU is being rebooted and we're gonna get the new DCU. Thank you for watching the video. Please make sure to subscribe.